everybody who brought their fun math brains to class today. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Awesome. We are going to be looking at a lot of fun pictures today and using it to do math. So we are going to be looking at pictures of apples and pumpkins and people dressed up and turkeys for Thanksgiving. Do you guys remember you watched a video that Mrs. Peterson presented where there was a spider web with a couple spiders on it and then a couple fell off and then we had to count how many were left? We're going to be doing something super similar to that today, but we're going to be doing it with a bunch of other Halloween, Thanksgiving, and fall objects. Is everybody ready? Awesome. Hands on your head if you're ready to look at these fun photos. Awesome. Let's get started. For the next two slides, I am going to show you examples. As you can see above me, the word examples. I'm going to show you two slides on how to use these pictures to do subtraction. I'll demonstrate it for you. Just sit there with your goggle eyes watching me on the computer, and then after that, we can do it together, okay? So just watch for the next two slides, and then we'll do it together. All right, let's get started. I know you guys want to do this, but for these first two, remember we are just going to watch me. Get your goggles on, watch me on your screen. I have this red laser, and we are gonna count the number of pumpkins on this page, okay? So, let's see. Let's say you're walking through a pumpkin patch, right? Maybe you're looking for pumpkins to carve for Halloween, right? So, let's count how many pumpkins are in the field. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 pumpkins. So then let's say this farmer over here goes and takes 1, 2, 3, and 4 pumpkins, right? So how many do we have left? Let's count over here. We have 1 and 2. So we started with 6 pumpkins. We took away 4, or the farmer took away 4. So then we were left with 2 pumpkins in the patch. Awesome. Now we are going to move on to the next slide, and I'm going to add another step in. Okay, so on this page, you can see 5 kids in their Halloween costume. Now remember, I'm going to be showing you how to do this, so use your goggle eyes to watch me teach you. So, on this page, like I said, you can see 5 kids trick-or-treating in their Halloween costume. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, I am the only one doing this. You will do it in 2 slides, okay? So, there are 5 kids trick-or-treating. So we are going to write a number 5. Okay, so there are 5 kids trick-or-treating, but we know we're going to be taking away, right? So what sign are we going to use? A subtraction sign. We are going to put that there, and let's see how many kids leave trick-or-treating to go to the haunted house. There are 2 kids that went to the haunted house. 1 boy dressed up like a dragon and 1 girl dressed up like a witch, okay? So we have 2 kids that went to the haunted house. So we are going to put a number 2 here. Awesome. And then we are going to find out how many kids are still trick-or-treating. So let's count how many kids are still trick-or-treating. 1, 2, and 3. So if we look at our number sentence, now that we have the subtraction sign and the equal sign, we had 5 kids starting out when they were trick-or-treating. 2 of them went to the haunted house, so they got taken away, and there were 3 left trick-or-treating. So 5 take away 2 gives you the total of 3 kids still trick-or-treating. Awesome. Thank you for listening. Now we will move on to doing it together. Okay, so now that I have showed you how to do the questions, go ahead and get a whiteboard or a journal and something to write with, a marker, a pencil, a pen, an Expo marker if you're using a whiteboard. So go ahead and grab that, and then on the next slide is when we will start doing it together. Alright, make sure you have your whiteboard marker ready and your whiteboard, or you can go ahead and grab a pencil and paper, okay? So we are going to be doing this one together. So let's count how many kids are playing in the leaves. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids playing in the leaves. So what number are we going to write down here? Yes, a number 5. So, number 5. And what are we doing? We are subtracting and taking away. So we are going to put the subtraction sign. So put that there. And then I guess a couple parents wanted their kids to come home for dinner. So let's see how many go home for dinner. 1, 2, 3. 3 kids go home for dinner. So we are going to put the number 3 after the subtraction sign. And since we are doing a math equation or a math subtraction sentence, we're going to do 5 minus 3 equals, and we're going to count how many kids are still playing in the leaves. Let's count together. There is 1, 2 kids still playing in the leaves. So we are going to write a number 2. So our math sentence is 5 take away 3 equals 2. 5 take away 3 equals 2. So there were 5 kids playing in the leaves. 3 kids went home for dinner, so that left 2 kids still playing in the leaves. Okay, go ahead and hold it up for me so I can check it. Awesome, everybody. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the next one. Okay, so on this page you can see a tree with leaves that have changed colors because what season is it? Fall or autumn. Awesome. So let's count how many leaves are ready to fall off the tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 leaves are ready to fall off the tree. So what number are we going to write here? Awesome, 8, because 8 is the number. We are starting with 8 leaves on the tree. And again, what sign are we going to put here? The subtraction sign. Ooh, that's crooked because I'm writing at a weird angle. 8 minus, and let's say that a breeze comes through and knocks a bunch of leaves off the tree. Let's see how many leaves it knocked off the tree, okay? 1, 2, 3. So 3 leaves got knocked off the tree. So what number are we going to put here? Right after the subtraction sign. Yes, 3. And then what are we going to put after that? It's the symbol we use to get our answer. Yes, we are going to put the equal sign. And let's count how many leaves are left together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there were 5 leaves left. So we started with 8 leaves on the tree. Then a breeze came through and knocked off 3 leaves. And we had 5 left on the tree after the breeze. So 8 take away 3 equals 5. Awesome. Let me see your boards. Awesome. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. The next one's pretty yummy. Okay, so here we have the yummy slide. So, if you can see on your screen, there are some pieces of pumpkin pie on the table. Yummy. I know I love pumpkin pie, especially around Thanksgiving. So, let's count the number of pieces of pie. Wow, it's a lot of peas there. A lot of pieces of pumpkin pie. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pieces of pumpkin pie. So we are going to write that on our board. 10. And then what sign are we going to put after? Because we are taking away and subtracting. Awesome, subtraction sign. And then let's say a couple people after dinner ate the pumpkin pie. Let's see how many were eaten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pieces of pumpkin pie were eaten. So we are going to put a 6 and then an equal sign, because we are going to figure out how many pieces of pumpkin pie are left. And you guys can go ahead and count how many pieces of pumpkin pie are left on the table over here. Raise your hand if you know the answer. Awesome. You? Yes, there are 4 pieces of pie left on the table. 4 pieces of pie. So, our number sentence will look like this. 10 take away 6 equals 4. So we had 10 pieces of pie. We subtracted 6 because then 6 were eaten after dinner. And that equaled 4 pieces of leftover pie. So 10 take away 6 equals 4. Awesome job, everybody. Let's move on to the next one. Now you are looking at a tree with a bunch of apples on it. Yummy. I love apples. They are so good for you and they taste delicious. And they are harvested in the fall. So let's count how many apples are on the tree. Now my laser is the same color as the apples, so really see if you can track my laser well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Awesome job, everybody. We are going to put the number 8 on our board. Sorry, I have some left over there. So we have the number 8, and again, we are using the subtraction sign, because that is all we are doing today. And let's say you go and pick some and put some in a basket. Let's see how many go in the basket. 1, 2, 3. 3 apples were picked off the tree. So we're going to put a 3, and what are we going to do, because we are finding how many apples are left on the tree? The equal sign. And let's count how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome job, everybody. Okay, go ahead and move on to the next slide. Okay, so now we have kids riding a bike in their neighborhood. Let's count how many kids are riding their bike. I gotta wipe my whiteboard off first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 kids riding their bike. So we are going to write the number 7 down. Number 7. And what are we going to use again? I've said it like 1,200 times already. The subtraction sign. 7, take away or minus. And how many kids went home for dinner? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 kids went home for dinner. So we are going to write a number 4 on our board and the equal sign because we are going to find out how many kids are still riding their bike. We have 1, 2, 3. 3 kids riding their bike. So here is our number sentence. 7 take away 4 equals 3. 7 minus 4 equals 3. Because we had 7 kids riding their bike and then 4 of them went home. So we were left with 3 kids riding the bike. Awesome job, guys. Okay, now we have 3 slides that you guys are going to do by yourself. You are going to count the ones from the start, count how many are taken away, and then count how many are left, okay? So you can write those sentences. I will click through the slide and we will talk about it during and after. So go ahead and click to the next slide. Okay, so this is the first slide you're going to be doing on your own. Okay, I'm just going to guide you along so you can see there are a bunch of turkeys that are at the supermarket. Maybe they're getting ready for someone to buy for Thanksgiving dinner. Yum, yum. Okay, so go ahead, count how many turkeys are there at the supermarket. I'm going to write mine down, you write yours down, and we will share at the end. Give me a thumbs up when you have your number down. And don't forget, the sign we use for subtraction, put it right after. Okay, awesome. And then it looks like some lady came by and bought some turkeys. Maybe she bought a couple of them. Maybe she's got a whole huge 2 families to feed, right? Okay, let's see how many she bought. Okay, so go ahead and count those and put the number after the subtraction sign. And don't forget the equal sign because we will be finding out how many turkeys are left at the store. Give me a thumbs up when you have the number of turkeys she bought. Awesome, everybody. Okay, then remember we put the equal sign and go ahead and count how many turkeys are left at the supermarket. And raise your hand when you have it done because I will call on you to read your number sentence. Okay, go ahead. Awesome, it is 9 minus 4 equals 5 because we started with 9 turkeys at the grocery store. The lady took away 4 of them by buying them, and that equals 5. She took away 4 turkeys and left 5 at the supermarket. So 9 take away 4 equals 5. 9 minus 4 equals 5. Awesome job. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, on this page we have some cute bats. Usually bats are kind of scary, but in this picture you can see they have cute little faces. So go ahead and count the amount of bats that we are starting off with. And give me a thumbs up when you have the number. I'm going to write it on my board, and again, we will share at the end. And don't forget the sign we use for subtraction. Awesome, everybody. Okay, so now we are going to see how many bats fly home to their cave to go to sleep. Okay, go ahead and count that and make sure to put it after your subtraction sign. And go ahead and put your equals, and if you know how many are left over, go ahead and write that down. Put your hand up if you have the whole sentence and you want to share it. Awesome, go ahead. Okay, awesome. The subtraction sentence is 10 minus 4 equals 6 because why? There were 10 bats out flying around, and then 4 of them went back to the cave to sleep, which left us how many? 6 bats. Awesome. 10 minus 4 equals 6, and 10 take away 4 equals 6. Awesome job. We are almost done. We got one more slide left. You guys have been doing awesome today, so let's keep going. All right, here we are on our last slide together. You guys have been amazing today. You have been working so hard. You've been getting almost every question right, and you're showing me all your work on your whiteboard or journal, which is awesome. So our last slide here, we have a bunch of pieces of candy, which is always super duper fun to get around Halloween. I almost said Thanksgiving. So let's count the number of pieces and remember to put it on your whiteboard. So go ahead and count them and give me a thumbs up when you have the number. Okay, we're just gonna wait for 2 more people, and remember what sign we are using. I've said it almost every single slide, so remember to use that sign after the number we're starting with. Okay, awesome, everybody has it. Now let's count how many pieces of candy that it looks like he ate from his trick-or-treating candy. Okay, now that we see that, let's go ahead and write that number down. Remember, after the sign we've been using for subtraction. And give me a thumbs up when you have that number, and remember the sign we used to show that we are getting our answer. Okay, now you guys can go and count how many pieces of candy are left over. And give me a thumbs up when you have the whole sentence, the subtraction sentence, done. Okay, awesome. Let me pick one of you. Raise your hand if you want to share your subtraction sentence. Go ahead. Awesome! You did such a good job. I loved that you used the term takeaway. So, this is the math sentence. Go ahead and look at her whiteboard if you also need to look for the answer. 10. We started with 10 pieces of candy that he got while trick-or-treating, and then he ate 3 pieces of candy. Excuse me. He ate 3 pieces of candy, so that left him with 7 pieces of candy left from his trick-or-treating. Awesome job, everybody. I think almost everyone got all of them right. You guys worked so hard today, which was awesome. And remember that when you are out and you're like walking, let's say you're walking around around your neighborhood, and you see there's like 5 rocks on the road, and then let's say you kick 2, so how many are left? So when you are out maybe picking apples, see how many you pick off the tree from how many were there. That's a lot of numbers though. It's a big number if you're counting the whole tree. But let's say you're carving pumpkins with your family, right? Let's say there's 5 of you in the family, and then 2 of you get done first. There would be that many left that need to be carved. Okay, so go ahead and try and figure this stuff out in your real life. Like, if you and your friends are hanging out and you're all jumping through the leaves and everything, but then 2 people go home, count how many people are left, right? It's that easy for subtraction, right? Thank you guys for paying attention today. You guys did awesome using your goggles, and you did awesome doing all your work, okay? So now Mrs. Peterson is going to show you all the homework you have for tonight, right? And we need to submit it by tomorrow morning, okay? So go ahead, Mrs. Peterson.